The 13th Sunday of Ordinary Time. I highly recommend the reading of the first offering for the liturgy from 2 Kings. And it's a wonderful story. It's a story of faith and the fruitfulness from trusting God and God's holy ones. I won't tell you the story, it's tender. The gospel, though, I will tell you about. It's from the Matthew's gospel, which we started by considering the Beatitudes. And if I've counted them right, there are 10 Beatitudes in Matthew. There are 7 in Luke. The reason I point that out is that's in chapter 5. The Sermon on the Mount is chapters 5, 6, and 7. Now we're in chapter 10. And again, it's a form of the Beatitudes, but more practically. The first Beatitudes are spoken to the crowds. The second, whatever we're going to call them, I'm going to call them the whoever's. There are 10 of them as I count them. And he's no longer speaking to the crowds, but to the 12 apostles. And you will notice, if you compare the two, the Beatitudes and the whoever's, they're more intense, demanding, very specific about what an apostle, if you're going to be a true apostle, this is what you have to do. So you have the whoever's. Whoever, imagine this, whoever loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Imagine that. We're not supposed to, and this is in a very, very family-centered culture, the times of Jesus. Whoever loves daughter or son is not worthy of me. It loves more than me is not worthy of me. Wow. That really goes against Jewish family traditions. So I'm going to encourage you to read through the gospel today and see how do you respond. A mother recently told me that her little daughter, preparing for her first communion, in preparation, the priest said, anybody who is coming to communion has to love God more than anything else. And the mother turned to her daughter and said, do you love God with all your mind and all your heart? And she said, no, I don't know him. You can only love what you know, of course. But there's all these whoever's. Whoever does this, whoever does that. I want you to consider that within the context of what I'm going to offer for the homily. Because he says, whoever loves father or mother is not worthy of me. Whoever loves daughter and son more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever doesn't pick up his cross every day is not worthy of me. Then I say to myself, what is it to be worthy of Jesus? I offer this just for consideration. What would it be if what Jesus is calling us to is to be worthy of Jesus as Savior, not as reward? Though in the gospel at the end, there's the term reward. But put that in context this way as well. What is it to be worthy of Jesus? What is he saying? And I think it's this. just offer this, that you are worthy of Jesus if you have tried to find other worthiness in loving anything else. What is it to be worthy of Jesus? Is to be saved from having tried to find completion or eternal love in something that's not eternal. You are worthy of Jesus not as reward, not as prize, not as approval. But what happens if we are worthy of Jesus when we come to the realization that we tried other gods? We tried to find fulfillment in other eternal, making the timely, my daughter, father, mother, whatever, as strong as that was in Jesus' time. If you have tried to find completion and eternity in them, and you live with the disappointment, then you are worthy of me. Because my love for you, Jesus says, is eternal. And it doesn't depend on quality or quantity of relationships with mother, father, daughter, son. What happens, Jesus says, whoever does not pick up his cross is not worthy of me. Whoever doesn't, they're not worthy of me. We don't pick up our cross, and that's why we are worthy of Jesus. That's what I'm getting at. The worthiness of Jesus is to live having tried to find completion in other persons, relationships, things. Now we'll find delight in them. And we pick up our cross of our humanity, which involves incompletion. Okay? So if you're trying to, what it really sums it up, if you're trying to win your life, no, you receive your life. Whoever tries to win their life will lose it. And whoever loses their lives of seeking completion in this world, ultimate completion, I'm there, I've arrived, it's a utopia. No. The cross we pick up is our incompletenness. There's a new word. I can't be completed. And I will always be reaching out. But the cross is, to pick up his cross is to pick up him as Savior, and to pick him up, his cross, as he picked up his cross, humanity. And he invites his apostles, don't run away from your humanity. Don't run away from your attempts at completing yourself. But that's when you are worthy of me, almost as a last resort. It's about, you will try in your humanity to have it all, to complete it all, to complete yourself. Little by little, that can lead to frustration and depression and negativity. I mean, if you hear today's gospel, whoever does this, whoever does that, you're going to say, I'm not worthy of Jesus if he's giving out awards, if he's giving out prizes for achieving. To be worthy of Jesus is to let him be Savior, to let him be companion, to let him be forgiver and merciful. Then I can live with that as an apostle. And then I will want to walk as a holy person, as it says in the gospel, a righteous person, But a righteous person is not righteous by their own activities, but righteous because they receive the mercy, the rightness of God. So the rightness of being worthy of Jesus. I love that. How am I to be worthy of Jesus? Is it my personal gifts? And I do good things. Then do I win? No. I'm worthy to get the prizes. But it seems to me to be worthy of Jesus is to be aware that I don't have any prizes. I let God love me, give me me. I do something with it, but I don't do good things to get the tickets, to get awards, a pat on the back, I don't know, a heavenly Oscar or a divine Super Bowl trophy or something. No, it's not winning. To be worthy of Jesus is to receive our humanity that have tried to find completion in other what we might call little gods. And it didn't work. And I pick up the cross of my humanity, my incompleteness. Then I am worthy of Jesus, and I am very worthy to receive the Eucharist and its encouragement, not as a prize. We receive the Eucharist as an encouragement of grace to live with my incompleteness. So it's a very difficult gospel, but that's why I would encourage you to read the first reading. There's a husband and wife involved there, and Elisha the prophet. She trusted. She could not find completion in having her own children. God makes her worthy to receive completion, not achieve completion.